The reason I live in
The
Vancouver.
reason I live in Vancouver
Trails
is
are awesome.
There's so many trails you can bike.
Vancouver's the best kept secret.
My family loves
I moved to
Vancouver.
It's a great place to raise a
What
family.
I like
There's
about
so much.
My family
Vancouver's
loves
an awesome
Vancouver.
city because my family
I
loves
love Vancouver
Vancouver.
because
It's home for me.
I can't imagine my existence without it. I was always exposed to some sort of musical form, whether it be recordings, whether it be live. And so my dreams have music in them. That's how ingrained it is in me. I wish everyone would have been as fortunate as I have been in regard to their exposure to music. I know that some probably don't have much of any exposure to music outside of what they get in the schools, and that's unfortunate because it's a release, it's a sanctuary. It's something that is a universal language that you can sit and listen to and not necessarily know the language of the instrumentalist that's singing, right? But you can feel the actual passion that comes through it. And I mean, it just really gives me goosebumps. And I know, I mean, to some that sounds strange, but I live for it. You know, I thrive on it. It helps me become a better musician, and I wouldn't give it up for anything in the world. My name is Stephen Sheppard. I'm from Longview, Washington. During the day, I'm an assistant principal with the Longview Public Schools at Mount Sola Middle School. After school, I teach private violin lessons in the Longview-Kelso as well as Vancouver, Washington area. And at night, when I'm fortunate enough, I get opportunities to play with the Vancouver Washington Symphony and other performance opportunities around the Portland, Oregon area.
Music is something that really goes to the heart. It's emotion, it's sentiment, it's something that far more beyond what you do every day. I mean, I am always doing music. I think for me it's everything. It's a passion, it's something that creates goosebumps. Okay, when you hear a music that, oh my gosh, oh, so incredible, you grow with that and you become very excited, and it's almost everything. My name is Salvador Brown. I work with the Vancouver Symphony here in Washington. Also in Europe, I work with the symphonic band in Barcelona. Also I have a permanent position in teaching at the Superior School of Music in Barcelona, where I teach composition and conducting.
Music, I think, is a part of everyone. Without music, life would be dead. Because music brings so many different emotions out of us. It can make us happy, it can make us sad, it can make us cry, and truly it involves like the human feelings and can draw them out of us. So I think that music is one of the most powerful forces on earth. My name is Shania Watts. I am a student at Clark College and I live in Woodland, Washington.
When I was very small, there wasn't a day that went by in the house that there wasn't music playing. My mom was a vocal music teacher with the Kansas City, Missouri Public Schools. Her father was a composer and bassoonist, and he taught at Alabama State University. So I was exposed from a very, very young age. I went to the University of Iowa. From there, I was recruited to go to Duquesne University in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where I did my master's degree and an artist diploma degree. I meandered back to the University of Iowa. That's where I met my wife. We both did our doctorates together. She convinced me that we should move, so we made the leap, came out to Salem, Oregon. She had found a job in Salem, and from there we moved up to Longview.
I come from a family of musicians. My father was a flute player, and also my grandfather. My sister is a violin player who plays in the Barcelona Opera. And also my wife is a flute player, and my brother-in-law is a clarinet player. I mean that I am surrounded by musicians, and when I was little at home, we play music all the time. My father makes some arrangement to play flute and piano. I play flute, he plays piano. The music was a very important part of our family.
Started when I was 8 on the violin, and I picked it up immediately. After I had been playing violin for about 4.5 years, I was making a transition to find a new violin teacher. The viola was actually going really well for me. People would immediately ask me to do things because I played viola, and viola is not a very popular instrument. And then I also got the chance to do a chamber camp in Portland, and it was kind of the same thing. I got a higher placement with the viola than I probably would have on the violin. It was kind of frustrating for me because my parents were like, you're getting all these opportunities, and plus, you know, you could probably get lots of scholarships if you played the viola. And I was crying. I was like, no, I want to be a professional violinist. That's what I've always wanted to do. I remember the night when I decided I would switch. I had just come home from orchestra, and I had been thinking about it, and I was like, you know what, they're right. And I had already fell in love with the viola during that time, whether I didn't want to or not, I did. And so I told my parents that night, I'm switching to viola, and they're like, what? I think that was the best decision I've ever made. I'm really happy now, and it really is my sole instrument.
The Vancouver Symphony Orchestra's participation in the music community has been so helpful for the young musician. We participate in what I call kiddie concerts every spring, where we bring students from all over the area to come see the Vancouver Symphony play their pieces that they're going to play for the concert that weekend. The response that you get from the kids, they're just really just enthralled. They're well behaved, they're engaged, they ask great questions, and we have opportunities for outreach where some districts bring their kids to the actual concerts. We actually do that coming from Longview. And so for some of those kids, it's the first chance of actually getting out of Longview. And so they're appreciative of the fact that we're thinking so much of them that we would give them that opportunity. And they thank us for it. They really do. I mean, they write letters to the orchestra. They write letters to the board. They talk about it until the end of the year, and it's really a catalyst to keep them going because they can see where they're headed if they stick with it, practice hard, and are committed.
The music community is a very enthusiastic one. I'm very, very, very proud of them because I am able to be very close to them. And I like to be this way because I think the modern conductor is the one that are very close to the audience, not that are very distant. In the past, the conductors were very distant to the audience. They came there, they performed with having the back to the audience, and they went home, and nobody was an inaccessible figure, the conductor. I like to be close to the audience and to see what they like and what they like less. The Vancouver audience are not different than other audience in the world. They love great music, they love great melodies, and I'm learning a lot about talking about them and being close to them, and they appreciate it.
I had heard about this competition from other teachers and other students who had done it. Essentially, there are 2 rounds in the Young Artist competition. So I sent in my application and my video recording, and in January, I heard back from them saying that I'd been selected as a finalist. I actually knew the other 2 string players, and I played in a chamber group with the other winner, Evan. We played Shostakovich 8 together, so I know him pretty well. I think that the musical community here in Vancouver, it's almost like a hidden gem because people are so receptive of music and really supportive of music, and they always have things going on that revolve around music and art. And so I think it's kind of a shame that a lot of people from other places don't really know about it. When you come here, it's just amazing. I mean, they have the classical station and numerous orchestras, and they bring in other local musicians, and it's a really great musical setting. The first time I attended a VSO concert was when I was around 12 years old, and I had known about them before that, but it was really nice to hear them in person.
So what we offer is fantastic. We offer great programs, great music, and I always try to encourage people to learn more about music and the orchestra getting better. That's the most important thing. A lot of people are not realizing still that we have an orchestra here, no matter what we do, but there are a lot of people, do we have an orchestra in Vancouver? That's fabulous. And we need to be able to attract new audiences for the first time. Once we get them there and they come to listen to our one concert, they will come in the near future for a lot of more concerts. It's a matter of identifying them and to excite them.
VSO's 40th anniversary is really important because it's been really important to the community, and they've grown so much with including the competition and exploring new repertoire, and it actually keeps getting bigger every year, and they keep getting more exceptional players, and the level of performance keeps going up.
We're approaching the 40th anniversary of the Vancouver Washington Symphony Orchestra. That's just huge. I mean, for a community the size of us, with an orchestra on the other side of the bridge, for us to be able to sustain for 40 years, that says something about the character of the individuals that are in the group, character of the board, character of management. And as I've mentioned, it's just been a godsend that I've been able to be a part of it. I think that moving forward, it's very important that this continues for the community, for our young viewers to see that playing these instruments is possible. We have the opportunity to really make something huge out of what is already ingrained in the community. And if that foundation is built upon even more, you'll see more musicians carrying around tiny violins, tiny tubas, flutes, the whole gamut, not just string instruments, but your brass and your winds. Every instrument in the orchestra matters. And this is what we try to convey through our children's concerts. It's important that this orchestra continues to go forward, with the success that we've already achieved and even more success. And I'm confident that if we just keep the kids involved, that will be what puts us over the top.